Hey y'all, it's Crystal. Welcome back. Um, well, it's a weekly wrap up for me. Yeah, what am I doing today? I had to think about it. Yeah, just gonna do the update for a quick update for what I read this week. Anything else I want to chat about? Um, yeah, let's just get right into it. Let's talk about my reading. So we'll start with some things that I finished, and then some stuff I got in progress. I'll go from there. So stuff that I finished. Now, my last weekly wrap up, I forgot to talk about this. So I actually finished this a couple of weeks ago, but I totally it wasn't in the pile, the to talk about pile, So I forgot all about it. But that's Mouthful of Birds by Samanta Schweblin. This was my main short story book for May that I was working my way through. And I had really high hopes for this book. I've read two things by Samanta Schweblin so far. Fever Dream, loved it. Little Eyes, really liked that one too. And I just knew I was going to like this. And unfortunately, I didn't like a lot of these stories. Yeah, I don't know. I was pretty disappointed. I flagged like 6 of the stories in here as ones that were standouts. There are 20 stories in this collection. I don't know. Some of them I just didn't like them, and I'm so bummed because I just knew I would. Such a gorgeous cover too. So I don't know. The standout story for me, well, actually, it's probably the title story, Mouthful of Birds, about this girl who eats birds. It was pretty good. The first story I remember, Headlights, was pretty good too. I really liked that one. It's so where, when the stories were good, they were really good. But when I didn't, when I wasn't liking them or wasn't connecting with them, it was like, that really wasn't connecting with them, So, bit of a miss for me, but I'm still a Schweblin fan, so maybe I just stick to her longer books. Maybe her short fiction just, ain't my jam, which is fine. I did finally finish up my poetry collection for May. Also, Under Her Skin. This is a horror, a women, hold on, how do they say this? Women in horror poetry collection. Another gorgeous cover. Ugh. And a lot of these were hits for me. I liked a lot of these poems in here. They ranged from talking to, from feminist perspective to like body image, body autonomy, dealing with violence in their life, dealing with self-image, expectations, all through a sort of horror lens, and I liked a lot of these. So this was a hit for me. I would definitely recommend it if you're looking for some darker poetry. It was good. So there's a lot of poems in here too. I mean, here's the table of contents, and it's like 3 pages long. So there are a lot of poems in here, a lot of different poets. Some I had read before, but most I hadn't. So that was cool. So yeah, if you're into poetry at all, of course, and then you like some dark poetry, yeah, this was a hit for me. So very excited to that. And I think that closes out May. Because of course we're now in June. And my June TBR has kicked in, and I've starting some things fresh. Other than this carryover, I do have a carryover from May that I'm still in progress with, and that's Chain Letter by Ruby Jean Jensen. I'm, got a little bit of a chunk left. I want to finish this, so I'm gonna, maybe this weekend, I can, really kick it into high gear, get this one finished. Other than that, as far as things that were in progress, I think I have finished everything. There's stuff, of course, I didn't get to at all, which is fine, but I think, Lord, I don't even remember anymore. Anyway, so like I said, June has kicked in. I have finished a couple of things already for the week. They were short things. I don't know, anyone else like to start the month off with like short stuff so you get this, you get some things finished, and you're like, all right, I'm getting some things accomplished, right? Just me? Maybe that's just me. I don't know. Anyway, so let's see. I started off June reading Men, Women, and Chainsaws by Stephen Graham Jones. Now, I read this as a part of the sort of 30 Days of Stephen Graham Jones that's going to be happening on BookTube for this month, and started by, it's put together by Amanda over at this the Reading and Writing Life. So I will link her channel below because I think she's got a playlist set up for us. My chat will go up on the 7th. So look out for a little more discussion on this story on the 7th. Spoiler alert, I really liked it. So, and then I dove right into Cirque, Berserk by Jessica Guest. And this was a lot of fun. Of course, I wanted to read a slasher or two this month for Kelsey over at Slime and Slashers. She's got her summer slash-a-thon basically going on for the month. And this one was a lot of fun. It really was. We follow a group of teenagers because of course we do, right? So it is basically their graduating high school. It's kind of like their senior night. They're looking for something fun to do. And so they're of course like, let's go check out this abandoned carnival because that sounds fun. I heard it's haunted. People were killed there. It'll be fine. It's not fine. It's not fine. They get there and they end up getting killed. And yeah, it was definitely a fun slasher. But it had a kind of a supernatural twist to it, which I really ended up enjoying. So where something, the slasher portion of it was pretty typical, I would say. The characters were kind of one-dimensional. You've got like the jock and the nerd and the popular girl, all that kind of stuff. But the addition of that kind of supernatural layer, I thought, definitely kind of elevated it a little bit. And it's just a slasher story, so it's just fun, So just go into it expecting to have some fun, and I think you'll enjoy it too. So yeah, I had fun with that one. So I'll link Kelsey's channel below, of course. Also, because she's awesome, basically. Yeah. And I need to start this because I just finished this audiobook. Yeah. And I guess this is technically a carryover from May, but I finished it. So I was buddy reading this with Brad Proctor. And this is The Rising Storm by Kevin Scott. This is the second book in the New High Republic series of Star Wars. These are the adult book series, so this is the second in the adult series. There's some YA series, there's middle grade, and there's children. There's picture books. Disney does it all. But as far as the adult series, this is the second book. So what we've picked up in Light of the Jedi, which was the first book, we're getting introduced to this kind of new era of Star Wars, new to us era of Star Wars, because this takes place some years way before the Phantom Menace. So the Jedi are at prime, they're strong, and the galaxy is trying to come together with the Republic and all that kind of stuff, if you know Star Wars. Yeah. And so this just kind of continues that story, and we follow a handful of Jedi, and then these amazing the bad guys, basically, which are the Nihil, the leader, which is Marchion Rue, who's just so cool. But yeah, I loved this. I thought this was fantastic. The audiobooks are always so good. There's like sound effects and music, and it's just top-notch production. And so I definitely recommend the audiobooks for these. But I'm kind of collecting the books, for my Star Wars shelf, and the covers are really nice. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one. We got one of the Jedi here, Elzar Mann, we get a lot of information about him in this one, which I really like. So yeah, it was good. I won't talk too much about Star Wars, but yeah, I really liked it. So yeah, so I finished that very recently. So back to stuff that I have in progress. Of course, I chain letter. I've still got in progress, but I've got like 4 things that I've started this week. It's crazy. I started June on the Range reads, so the westerns. Michael K. Long has us all reading westerns this month. But I started Close Range, the short story collection by Annie Proulx. This is book 1 of her Wyoming stories, and I read the first story so far, The Half-Skinned Steer, and it was phenomenal. I loved it. It is so gorgeously written. I mean, you can just, she really sets this scene. There's an offbeatness to it too, and almost kind of a surreality. A surreal quality to it. I don't know. It was wonderful. So I am super jazzed about this collection. If the rest of the stories are like the first one, I am in for a treat. I'd love to know if anyone has read these stories. Are they all amazing? Like the first one? I can't wait. So June on the Range is off to a good start. I did also start the Dust Devils by Jonathan Janz. This is my kind of horror western, and that I'm going to be reading this month. This is a nice little short one. So far, I'm just a few chapters in, so I'm just getting introduced to some characters and that kind of thing, and what's going on. Like I said, this is kind of a roving troupe of vampires that are making their way through New Mexico, causing havoc along the way. And there's a couple of characters that are, I think, looking for revenge. So I'm just starting, so we'll see how that one ends up. And then I've got a couple of other things on the go. I have an audiobook on the go, which is How High We Go in the Dark by Sequoia Nagamatsu. I had this audiobook on hold from the library for a while now, at least a few months, because it's a newer release. I think it came out last year, or maybe early this year. It's pretty new, so I've been waiting, and my hold finally came in. So, and I'm loving this so far, and so I'll talk about it more when I'm finished. But loving it so far. I also am reading the ebook. I got approved on NetGalley for The Ghost That Ate Us by Daniel Krauss, and this one has been a lot of fun so far. I'm just a few chapters in or whatever. So, but it's like this supposedly haunted like fast food place, and it's kind of written as a sort of true crime book, but it's not, so yeah, that sounds pretty fun. I think that's all I've got in progress. So yeah, I'm starting June off with a bang. I'm just starting everything basically. But yeah, it started off pretty good. I got, the 2 things that I finished so far I really enjoyed, so I mean, you can't really ask for much more than that, right? So yeah, that's my reading. What else? I think I mentioned last week that my husband and I were going out of town for the Memorial Day weekend, and we did do that, and we had a wonderful time. It was a kid-free weekend for us, and it was nice. We hadn't been away, just the 2 of us, in like 5 years. So it was time. So it was nice. We just relaxed, reconnected a bit, ate good food. We went to a little town in the mountains of here in North Carolina, and we stayed at a little Airbnb, kind of a little apartment right there in the little downtown, which was nice. We could kind of walk to places, and don't you know, they had a little bookstore right in town, and it was one of those Friends of the Library bookstores. And don't you know, I came out of there with 3 bags of books. There'll be a haul coming up. I didn't get a chance to record it this week, but we have another haul coming up. And watched Elvis in the park. We took a drive on the Blue Ridge Parkway. Went for nice hikes. It was good. And let's see, what else? Then, back to work. So this week we'll probably just, take it easy. Our pool is open in our neighborhood, so that's been nice. We get to jump in the pool this weekend. And we're watching Obi-Wan, of course, Obi-Wan Kenobi. We've watched the first 3 episodes, and we are loving it. Oh my god, are you watching Obi-Wan? This is so good. I love it. Yes. I've only watched the first episode of Stranger Things, the new season. I only watched the first episode so far. We need to get on that, because I just know I'm going to be spoiled. So, but other than that, that's our week. Yep. School's about over for my kid. I mean, summer is here. Summer is basically here, right? So that's going to do it. I'm rambling now. So, yeah, thanks so much for stopping by. I hope that you're well. Let me know what you got into this week. What you got into reading. Are you watching anything? Let me know. Let's chat in the comments. I always appreciate your comments and all that, and connecting with you down there. So that's going to do it for me. Until next time, friends, I'll see you later. Bye.